Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to VidaneTV. Little Tuesday night action, little makeup race here for us this evening as we come on back to the Oil Boys Late Model National Series, the Lanier Speedway 125, presented by New Hampshire and Vermont Racing News. Great to have you back here with us on a Tuesday night. Merry Christmas Eve, as it were, for everybody out there that celebrates. And, well, if you don't, hope you're having a great day. Anyway, getting ready to do a little heat racing action. You can already see heat race numero uno is lined up on the front straightaway. We're going to be doing 4 heat races, taking the top 6 of each of these heat races. Then we're going to do a last chance qualifying race, as always, and take the winner into the main event of the evening. That's going to give us a 125-lap feature with 25 of the best short track racers up here in the Northeast, and that's going to send about 10, maybe 15 drivers packing back to the infield as they're going to have to watch along here on VidaneTV. 32 plus cars showing up here tonight to try and pick up themselves a victory before we head in to the winter break, and lots of action coming up on VidaneTV in the very near future as we get ready to rock and or roll here at the virtual Lanier Speedway. Stephen Rochford going to take the pole. He's going to take that bottom side on the 66 car rather. Tegan Atkins up on the high side. We take the green flag for the very first time this evening. Mike McInsill, Kyle Goodbout up in the field. Ethan Foley, Jason Gaudet Jr., Dominic Lafleur, Jake Grout, Dominic Frappier, and Patrick Switzer are going to be the 10 drivers battling it out for this one. Keep in mind, taking the top 6 onto the big show here this evening, and these drivers have 12 laps to try and get it done. Caution flag going to fly right off the rip, though. The 17 New Hampshire, the 17 NH of Gaudet Jr. finds himself pointed in the wrong direction. We'll back it up on the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. A little black and orange action there, and looks like it might have had a little bit of help. We'll slow it down here just to take a peek. You can see already Loose getting on in, gets down to the apron. That's just a little bit of a touch from the 49 car and sends them on around. Luckily, there's no harm done to that 17 NH car. A little bit of the marbles down to the bottom side of the racetrack, getting up onto the wheels, but he'll be able to dust those things off and rejoin the tail end, try and make a little magic happen here with 11 laps to go. Only live racing action here on VidaneTV this evening is a lot of our leagues, NEP, as well as Tim's Corner Motorsports, celebrating the Christmas holiday this week. Want to make sure that everybody's happy and healthy, or at least heading in the right direction this holiday season. Make sure you grab someone you love, give them a hug, give them a kiss, and make sure you don't waste any time, because you never know what could happen tomorrow. Nothing's ever promised out there as we get ready to take the green flag once again here in the very first heat race. Great start again from the 66 car of Rochford down the bottom side. Tegan Atkins making it work up on the top. How about that 92 of Kyle Goodbout? Very strong all season long in the mix for the points battle. Here as well is that 92 car. He is up in the mix as well, as he is got a front row seat to the top position there. You can see Kickby right at the back there. That's not the best sign, I don't think, to have on the back of a short track, because you might get up there and get just a little bit of a bump. But taking a look off of the nose of Kyle Goodbout, he is looking at that side-by-side battle for the lead, grinding his teeth just a little bit, because he knows if those drivers make just a little bit of a slip-up, he'll be able to slide on in to that second position, maybe even all the way up to the lead. Great-looking RKM setup shop right up there, and we do have to say the RKM shop setup shop guys have really been dominating here as of late. 1-2-3 finish for the Ryan Kuhn setup shop fellas last week. Kuhn taking home the victory last Tuesday night here on VidaneTV. You can check that race out and many more over on the VidaneTV YouTube page. Be sure to give us a like and a subscribe and a share and all that good stuff. We're on Instagram as well. Just put up a bunch of YouTube shorts from out the Rumble in Fort Wayne. I was able to get out there with the Pit Row TV crew, do a little camera work action, made some old content for the Vidane pages as well, and we are over on TikTok as well. Trying to get the old YouTube page to grow just a little bit, so we appreciate you. Give us the like, the share, the subscribe, all that good stuff. Let your friends and family know that you're watching just a little bit of iRacing action here on a Tuesday night. There are over 800, or check that, there's over 650 live broadcasts on demand over there on the VidaneTV page, and we plan on adding many, many more to that in the 2026 calendar year coming up very, very soon. But coming up very, very soon, going to be the checkered flag on this heat race, down the backstretch, down the front stretch. Taking the white flag, white rag there for Steven Rochford. He's able to pull away now by about 0.4 of a second over Kyle Goodbout, who takes over to second place spot. Tegan Atkins there in third. Mike McInstill, Jake Grout, and Dominic Frappier currently in the top 6. And you can see no pressure for that transfer spot. So we're going to take the checkered flag. That's going to go to the 66 already. Heat race numero uno already in the books. We'll take just a quick look at how they finished up as soon as I hit the right graphic button. Bam, there it is. After 12 laps, Rochford takes home the win. Gary Wheeler, Tegan Atkins, Dominic Lafleur, Jake Grout, and Dominic Frappier going to be the 6 drivers transferring on in to the 125 lapper. Everybody else, well, they're going to have to try and get into that LCQ and win that LCQ race. So that's going to be coming up here in due time, and we'll get ready for heat race number 2 as they get themselves lined up on the front straightaway. Cars rolling once again here at the virtual Lanier Speedway. Ryan Flood going to take the provisional pole here in this heat race. Numero 2, Jacob Roy going to start off in second. Tyson Shannon, Tom Harwood going to be the row in behind them. Tom Harwood, Eric Davis, Sicard in the 66 car rejoining the field here this evening. Jarvis Sawtile, Ryan Kuhn, the 72 cars, made mention him and his team very, very quick here in this series. Justin Prescott, Brandon Lambert, and Matt Pepin going to be the 10 drivers doing battle here in this one. Edward Green, heat race number 2, getting ready to rock and roll already. Rocking and rolling, as it were, here at the virtual Lanier Speedway. Heat races into the LCQ, that last chance qualifier here coming up in a moment's time as we are racing here in heat race number 2. And for some reason, timing and scoring still doesn't seem to want to work with us here. So we got to send out yet another angry letter, it seems like, to the folks that take care of our timing and scoring, or we just might do the old-fashioned thing and do it ourselves, as you can only be as good as your tools, unfortunately, in this industry. But you can see there's a bit of a gap there in the lead. They're still side by side there for second as we race on through. Jacob Roy pulling away in that number 11 car. They're still side by side for second. Ryan Flood dropping back to third as Tom Harwood holding on to that top side, making it work in that 29 car, as it were. Tyson Shannon, Jarvis Sawtile, and Justin Prescott, the 04 car, currently in the transfer spot. There you can see the 66 car, new colors for him in that green and red machine. Making it 3 wide, holding on to it. The 66 down to the bottom side. Ryan Kuhn in the 72. He is in, almost want to say no man's land. They're battling it out, trying to hold on to that transfer spot. And Ryan Kuhn going to try and get the blue light special, as it were. Going to get that Kmart plug in there. They don't pay us, but they definitely should. Ryan Kuhn going to make it work down on the bottom side. 3 wide there for the transfer spot. Ryan Kuhn is in P6 after that move, so everybody in behind him going to have to try and get on going. Jacob Roy, really the only safe one here at this point as we work lap number 7, and he's got himself a 7, almost 0.8 of a lead, and really there's a dogfight in behind him. These drivers are all in. Everybody 72, behind the 72 rather, is out, but you can see the 72 of Kuhn taking a look on the bottom side once again. He wants to try and make yet another 3 wide pass down on the bottom side, make sure that he gets a little bit more of a cushion before he gets into this race. A little bit better of a starting spot here as well with these heat races working lap number 10. we get down to the nitty-gritty. These guys getting closer and closer to the checkered flag to find out which 6 of these drivers are going to be moving on to the big show here tonight. 25 drivers going to make the start. Everybody else going to have to get on, either watch at home, back at the shop, or down in the infield, where we are going to be live all over the place on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, all the social media outlets. There you see it from Barney in the flag stand. White flag, white rag for the number 11 car of Jacob Roy. No pressure in behind. Going to go into 3 and 4 for the final time. Grab himself a checkered flag and add it to the collection. Little side-by-side finish in behind Ryan Flood. Tom Howard going to round out the top 3 as we'll take a look at the results here for heat race number 2 after 12 laps. There you see Roy Flood and Harwood, the podium finishers here. Driver slot tile, Ryan Kuhn, Tyson Shannon going to be the 6 drivers transferring on into the main event here tonight. Stephen Rochford, Brandon Lambert, Justin Prescott, and Matt Pepin going to round out the top 10. 56 car of Pepin appears to have finished. Easy enough for me to say. 7 laps down, 8 laps down there in the 56 car. So I'm sure we'll see Matt back in the heat race coming up, or the last chance qualifier, easy enough for me to say here, coming up in due time. And it looks like we've got potentially one final heat race as the drivers are rolling once again here at the virtual Lanier. Cambiati in the 045 going to roll off on the bottom side. On the pole here for heat race number 3, Ashton Kennison up on the high side in the 24 car. Zachary Boomgarden and James Barrett Jr. are going to roll off in row number 2. Riley McVetti, Luke Shannon in at 5th and 6th. Matt Huntington in the 99 did not make the call, it looks like, for this heat race, so he's going to have to start either from pit road or in that last chance qualifier. Kenny Thompson, Chris Perrin, and Carter Atwood going to round out the field here for this 3rd heat race. We're going to find out which of these drivers are going to move on in to the field here tonight. Green flag flies once again. 12 more laps on the board. We're going to find out which 6 are transferring in here this evening. Got it with a great start. He's going to get down to the bottom side and hold on to it. Drift up just a little bit as the 68 of Barrett Jr. are going to kick that door open, try and take over that spot. They touch their side-by-side, door handle to door handle, for that P1 spot, and they are still side-by-side, leaning on each other, are the 68 and the 45. That's exactly what the drivers in behind them wanted to see. Luke Shannon down on the bottom side. Ashton Kennison trying to make the high side work. Is the yellow flag going to fly for the first time here? And I'm not entirely sure whom it was for, because it appears that everybody is in the pointed in the right direction in any sense. So we will get all of the drivers lined up, ready to rock and roll once again here in a heat race number 3. Looks like we were able to complete 1 lap officially as we wait for the pace car. Here comes the Ford Mustang pace car driving on through. We're going to pick up the field here. Made mention, lots of real racing stuff going on here in the world of VidaneTV. I'm actually halfway through packing a bag myself. Going to be flying down to Daytona International Speedway here Thursday. That's right, Christmas Day, Christmas afternoon. I think the flight departs at 1 o'clock. Not entirely sure. I'll have to double check on that. Still got a couple days to figure that out. But flying on down to work with the Pit Road TV crew for Kart Week. I believe it's the 53rd running of Daytona Kart Week down at the Daytona International Speedway. 3rd time I'm going to be working that event. If you're down there, be sure to look for the big old ginger-bearded fella. That's going to be me, and I'm going to be shooting camera down there at the flat track all week long. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. You can check out all the action over at pitroad.tv. We'll do a live look-in over on the Vidane Facebook page as well, so you can get yourself just a little taste of the karting action down at the beautiful Daytona International Speedway. It's going to be sunny and 75 all week. Oh, man. Really looking forward to that. Cambiati with a great start down on the bottom side. Once again, the 45 has himself a mirror full of that 68. James Barrett Jr. doing everything he can to get up to the back bumper. Door's going to open up. Luke Shannon's going to take a peek at the high side. We're 3 wide for the lead. Oh, contact between the second and third driver. That's going to drop Biotti all the way to the tail of the field outside of that transfer position by 1 currently. He's going to have to get around that 32 car in front of him to at least make the field. Carter Atwood in the Atwood's number 32, holding on to that transfer spot. The 68 of Barrett Jr. going to move into the lead. There you see the Jackery Boomgarden with the chrome 24 numbers. Good-looking paint scheme for that 24 car. He's all over the back bumper of Cambiati there as well. They're side by side for the lead. Kenny Thompson and the 39 car. He's been quick all season long here on Tuesday nights. He's now down on the bottom side of the racetrack trying to take over the lead from that 68 of James Barrett Jr. This is going to be a dogfight here to finish up heat race number 3, and I think this is going to transfer right into the main event here tonight. Kenny Thompson with a little bottle down on the bottom side, gets up, gives just a little bit of a shove to the 68, gets him out of shape just enough to be able to cross the line up in front of him. There you can see gives him just a little bit of a tap, knocks Kenny Thompson off of his momentum by a bit. Luke Shannon now trying to take a peek in that 13 car. He saw a wobble out of the 13. There's a bit of a bigger wobble. Luke Shannon all the way up. He pushes him out of the way, side by side, 3 wide for the lead. Luke Shannon, big hit. Big hit for Kenny Thompson. My goodness, they almost had it saved. And then calamity ensued with 3 laps to go here. There's going to be a whole bunch of damaged cars here in heat race number 3. There you can see black smoke pouring out of the 39 car. I got a feeling we're going to see Kenny Thompson in that last chance qualifying race here coming up shortly. But take a look at this. We are 3 wide here. Luke Shannon down on the bottom side. We're going to back that up just a little bit more because here's the initial contact with the 68. Comes down just a little bit, gives him just a tap. Gets Kenny Thompson out of shape a bit. Luke Shannon gets down to the bottom side, tries to open up the door, gets the run, gets down in there, drifts up the racetrack, almost has it saved. Kenny Thompson, there you see him sideways. Boom. Has it saved right there. They touch again. Thompson has it, saves Luke Shannon, gone in the 13 car, but unfortunately at that point the 39 got a little bit loose once again, and there's the 68 car, unfortunately just got a piece of that quarter panel. The 03 involved, the 32 of Atwood involved. Big hit there, nose to nose with the 24. And there you can see Kenny Thompson, damaged machine, down on pit road. That is going to be a long road to hoe for that 39 car to get back out on track. But 3 laps to go. Riley McVetti in the 25 car going to inherit the lead here. Cambiati moves back up to the 2nd spot. Ashton Kennison in 3rd. Chris Darian and Carter Atwood currently being scored as the top 5. Lights off atop the iRacing Mustang pace car. Cambiati up on the high side. Riley McVetti down on the bottom. Green flag, 2 laps to go here at the virtual Lanier, the final heat race for this evening's race. They're side by side down the backstretch. Riley McVetti, bit of a body slam up into the 45 of Biotti. They are still side by side as they come underneath the white flag, white rag, final lap here in the heat race. Biotti going to take one more shot here in 3 and 4. Does he have enough to get there? Yes. Does he have enough to get around? No. Give that checkered flag to Riley McVetti in the number 25 car. Biotti going to come home with the 3rd place position here. Luke Shannon going to round out the podium here in the heat race number 3. Ashton Kennison, Chris Darian, and James Barrett Jr. in the 68 car going to be the transferees. As you can see, the 24 Zach Boomgarden, Carter Atwood, and Kenny Thompson after that unfortunate incident there going to have to race their way in here in the last chance qualifier coming up in just a moment's time. Looks like they're getting those guys lined up once again already on the start-finish line. And there you see him on the front straightaway. So we're going to get ready to Do a little LCQ racing, find out who is going to be racing in the main event and who is going to be going home here at the virtual Lanier Speedway. The Vermont, New Hampshire Racing 125 on the docket here tonight. And we've seen some bang-up racing from these drivers so far here this evening. And I got a feeling this last chance qualifier, we're taking less drivers. We're running less laps, 10 laps on the docket here. Ethan Foley going to roll off P1. Eric Davis, Sin Card in the 66 making his return to the field. He's going to roll off P2. Zachary Bumgarner in the 24 going to roll off P3. Jason Gaudet Jr. and Brandon Lambert going to roll off or round out the top 5. Rather, Carter Atwood, easy enough for me to say, going to roll off P6. Patrick Switzer, Justin Prescott there, 7 and 8. Kenny Thompson, Dominic Lafleur, and Matt Pepin going to be the 11 drivers in this one. Looks like the 66 having either some mechanical issues or maybe got a penalty. Going to have to start in the back. Looks like still off the pace just a little bit there for the 66. We'll see what the deal is there. But the 76 going to choose the bottom side of the racetrack. Ethan Foley knows he's got to get himself a victory here to try and get into the main show here tonight and get in the race. The 125 lapper on the docket this evening, the main event, as it were. Lights off on the iRacing Mustang pace car. Going to take that hard left-hand turn down to the safety of pit road. We have seen some great racing so far in the heats. I got a feeling we're going to crank that knob up to 11. We take the green flag once again. It is last chance for romance time here on VidaneTV. The final race before the race. Trying to get themselves into the 125 lapper here. The 76 doing exactly what he needs, understanding the assignment, as it were. Going to pull out to a 0.3 of a second lead over Gaudet Jr. in that 17 NH. It's a bit of a dogfight there for third on back. How about the chrome numbers there for Baumgarten on the 24 car? A little bit of snow, a little bit of action, a little bit of wrecking towards the back. Prescott, the 04, is involved. The 66 skates on through. There you see big time damage there for the 16. They are still wrecking, unfortunately. Patrick Switzer, drops up the Prescott in the 04. Slides on up the racetrack, collects the 3 car of Lafleur as well. Caution flag going to fly. We'll take a look at the reason why here early on in the LCQ. The U-House Racing Designs instant replay here. We'll back it up. There you see the 04 car. Everything looking good here. There's a little bit of contact. It looks like the 16 gets into the back quarter panel of the 04, collects the 3 car. The 66 did, in fact, get a piece of the action there. A little bicycle action. That's when the 4 wheels gets up on 2. I learned that this past weekend at Rumble in Fort Wayne as they ran sprint cars inside a Coliseum on a pavement track. It was actually really neat. Check out the replay over up at road.tv. Lots of go-kart action there as well. But big time damage for a lot of these drivers. They're going to see, you can see they're down on the bottom or down on pit road is Prescott. A couple of other drivers going to come down there as well. Kenny Thompson going to try and get some of that damage repaired. They're still all chasing, though. That's 76. Ethan Foley holding on to the lead for the time being. Only completed 1 lap so far here in this one. 9 laps to go. I do not believe caution flags count here in the LCQ race. So we will get them re-racked, restacked, and double them up. Behind the iRacing Mustang pace car, lights are out. Coming to green this time by. All right, the 76 car going to not quite get the jump they were looking for. How about Gaudet Jr. in that black and orange 17 NH going to get a monster restart. They're side by side now for second. The 76-77 of Brandon Lambert. Wrecking once again. Atwood hard under the outside wall. Atwood going to bring out the caution flag once again. No, they get it all cleaned up. We stay clean. We stay green. That is a tough break for those couple of drivers back there involved in that one. They're side by side for second. Foley trying to retake the lead, but has himself a handful or 2 of that 77 car. The black and yellow machine up on the high side. Brandon Lambert making his ideas known. He wants to try and take over second and then take over first as they're still side by side for that second place. But are they going to have enough time to finish duking it out here and then try and take over the lead? 5 laps to go. Check that, 4 laps to go as they cross the stripe. They are chasing Gaudette Jr. in that 17 NH car with everything they've got. Do they have enough? And you can see they are still side by side, putting on a clinic, as it were, between these two drivers. But the longer they run side by side, the longer it's going to take for them to try and get back up to that leader. You can see Gaudette Jr. starting to pull away now. Half a second is the gap between first and second as they run side by side here. 2 laps to go underneath the start-finish line, and they're still trying to get up to that back bumper of the 17 NH. They might have a shot if they were able to settle it out now to get up to the back bumper, but getting up around him is going to be something else entirely. White flag, white rag here in the consolation race. Jason Gaudette Jr. just needs to make it around out of 3 and 4 one final time to get himself into the show for the main event, and does so. Checkered flag in the air. The 17 NH going to take that one home, and he's going to be racing in the big show here tonight. As you can see, timing and scoring is a little bit on the wonky side once again. We're going to get that all sorted out there for some reason. It looks like everything second on back is correct. Jason Gaudette Jr. going to come home with the victory there. Not entirely sure why it's showing otherwise, but in any sense, that's going to give us our field here for the big show here, and you can already see they're lining them up on the front straightaway. 125 laps on the docket in the virtual Lanier Speedway 125, presented by Vermont and New Hampshire Racing News. The Oil Boys iLate Model National Series been giving us some great racing action here on VidaneTV on Tuesday nights. Be sure to shoot on over to the social media outlets, especially that YouTube page. You can catch all these races on demand. There's over 650 live shows that we've done over the past 5 years, and you can check out all of them. Tuesday nights included on there as well. Get us on the gram, get us on the Facebook as well. Cars rolling here, the virtual Lanier Speedway, as we get ready to rock and or roll once again. Gonna take a look at the starting lineup briefly here, as lights already off. There you can see Stephen Rochford in a 66. Gonna roll off P1. There's Jacob Roy, P2. Looks like 25 cars on the docket here this evening, already lined up 2 by 2. There you see Riley McVetti in the 92 there of Kyle Goodbout. Ryan Flood up there, as well as Cam Biotti, as we're 2 by 2 ready to go. Green flag flies. Here we are racing at the virtual Lanier Raceway, and Rochford has himself a great start, able to pull away by just a little bit, get in front of the 11 car of Jacob Roy. A little bit of calamity towards the back, it looks like. Indeed it is. Caution flag going to fly for the 17 car here on lap numero uno. Unfortunately, Jarvis Sawtile pointed in the wrong direction, and a bit of damage already. Still wrecking a little bit further on. We'll take a look at that here momentarily, but we'll look at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. There you can see just a little bit of a jump, a little bit of a bump there from the 49. 49 gets a piece of the action, as does the 47. Everybody else in behind here as well. Unfortunate event there for Jake Grout. As you can see, he is pointed in the wrong direction. And a little bit further up here, you can see he grabs the reverse gear. He's going to try and spin it on around, it looks like. And it actually worked out pretty good. How about that? Some heads up driving for the 49 of Jake Grout. Going to rejoin the field here. Now, did take a look at the rules here before we came on the air. Looks like these drivers do have 2 sets of tires down on pit road, and it appears they have 1 quick repair that they're able to use throughout the evening here on a Tuesday night. So that's good news, but you always want to try and keep that in your back pocket, especially for these short track races, as you never know what the issues might bring here later on in this one. 25 drivers made the cut. Stephen Rochford holding on to the lead as the lights are still on. The iRacing Mustang pace car, Jacob Roy, Kyle Goodbout Riley McVitie and Ryan Flood, the top 5. Tegan Atkins, Cam Biotti, Tom Harwood, Luke Shannon, Mike McAsill, the top 10. Ashton Kennison, James Barrett Jr., Brandon Lambert, Chris Darian, Tyson Shannon, Justin Prescott, Zachary Baumgarten, Jason Gaudet Jr., Dominic Frappier, Ethan Foley, the top 20. Ryan Kuhn all the way back in 21st. Patrick Switzer, Eric Davis-Sicard making the show in the 66. Jake Grout and Jarvis Sotile rounding out the 25-car field here. Quick little caution on lap numero uno. We get it all sorted out. Couple of drivers towards the back with a little bit of the sheet metal damage, but we're ready to rock and roll once again. Green flag flies from Barney in the flag stand, letting them know it's time to go. Rochford has a great start on the bottom side of the racetrack. The 11 dropping back just a little bit. Going to open the door there for Kyle Goodbout in his 92 car. Christmas colors for the RKM setup shop ride. Been quick all season long. Had himself a top 3 last Tuesday night here on VidaneTV. Front 3 are going to get single file for the time being. They're side by side, though, for that 4th spot. Check that. They're side by side for the lead, and the caution flag flies. Once again, it's like a handful of the same drivers getting caught up in this one. As you can see, a little bit more damage there on the 17 car. See if we can back this up one more time and take a little look-see from the blimp. How about that? And this one looks like it starts about further on up the field. Take a look at the left side of your screen there. As there you see the 29 already around. There's a couple of drivers just kind of reacting here at this point. 29 car pointed in the wrong direction. It's Tom Harwood as he's going to gather things back up. We'll see if we can back that up one more time. And you see Luke Shannon making a heck of a move there. Cam Biotti, Tegan Atkins, they get in together. Luke Shannon tries to get down to the bottom side. Everything A-OK there. And there you see a bump from the 29 to Tegan Atkins. He has to check up. The 3 car was already there. And then the rest of it kind of ensued throughout the rest of the field there. So that's a tough break for a couple of drivers getting involved in their second incident within the first 10 laps there. But you can see the 29 car, the Dirty Mo car, back into the lineup, albeit back into 25th. Going to have to drive his way back up through the field. There you can see the iRacing Mustang pace car turning those lights off once again. 1 lap to go before we go green. And away we go. Stephen Rochford gets a good jump there on the bottom side, but that 92 car of Kyle Goodbout trying to make that top side work. All the way up to the outside wall is the 92 car, really making it stick. You can see there's a lot of marbles, a lot of rubber buildup on the upper side of the track, down on the apron here as well. So these drivers trying to clean that groove off just a little bit, and they're doing it the best way they know how, racing side by side here at the virtual Lanier Speedway. These guys know how to put on a heck of a show here for us on Tuesday night, and tonight is no different. These guys side by side for the lead and all the way throughout the field. 25 drivers made the call. 25 drivers still on the lead lap. The caution flag flies for the 3rd time here this evening. We get them slowed up, woed up, and we'll see what happened. There you see the 66 Premier Setups driver pointed in the wrong direction. The 66 has some damage, looks like, on the right side of the car. There was a bit of a bump there. Looks like he may have hit the wall there as well. We'll back up to U-House Racing Designs instant replay and take a peek. We'll slow it down. You can see it was side by side. Grout down on the bottom side in the 49 car. There's Ryan Kuhn there as well. Everything looking A-OK. Comes down across the nose of the 16. A couple of drivers looking for the same piece of real estate, and unfortunately the 66 was the odd man out. Gonna spin on around, gets that thing woed up before backing it into the inside safer barrier, or the inside wall there, so good news. Comes right back up, though, unfortunately, in front of, that is the 29 car of Tom Harwood. So Tom not having the best of days there, and you can see the 66 looks like he's going to potentially lose a lap to the field. So that is a tough break for the 66. You can see he came down pit road, used that quick repair. Going to have a long race to go there. Is going to rejoin the field 1 lap down here in this one. New leader, though, 92, Kyle Goodbout in the Christmas car. Going to move up to the lead. Going to restart down on the bottom side. Stephen Rochford, Jacob Roy, Riley McVitie, and Ryan Flood, the top 5 as they get ready to restart here. Lights off atop the iRacing Mustang pace car. We're getting ready to do it again here at the virtual Lanier. Green flag, side by side, heading on down into 3 and 4. Just kidding, side by side for second as Kyle Goodbout able to drive away. He's already got himself a half-second lead now over this second place duo. And they are beating and banging towards the back. Looks like they are wrecking once again. Caution flag going to fly. 16 car pointing in the wrong direction. 3 car there as well. 24 got a piece of the action. Looks like the 17 car got a little bit of damage as well. Caution flag going to fly once again here. We'll take a look at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay and see exactly what went down. We're going to take a look at this one here from the blimp as well, because there was a lot of action going on here. They were 2 wide, 3 wide. You can see a lot of different lines here around the virtual Lanier Speedway, and there you see the 24 gets out of shape, the 5 as well. Couple of drivers just really going for the same piece of real estate, trying to check up for the incident up in front of them, and unfortunately nowhere to go. Really hard to see kind of through these cars, as it were. So caution flag going to fly. You can see the 16 car definitely has seen better day. Pardon me, better days. They're going to come down pit road and maybe get that thing repaired. But I know a lot of these drivers are from the Northeast. Patrick Switch of that 16 car looking like a modified up towards the front. It's missing a lot of sheet metal, so it does have that quick repair down on pit road in his back pocket. We'll see if he uses it up here, if he's going to try and save it for later on in this one. $128 laps to go here tonight. There's 150 laps on the docket. I kept saying 125, but 150 laps on the docket here. About 25 of them completed. Vermont, New Hampshire Racing News, the title sponsor here tonight for the Oil Boys High Late Model National Series. Be sure to get them over on Facebook. There's a lot of stuff going on in the Northeast as far as racing goes. A lot of schedules getting ready to come out here as well for the real racing stuff. And you see a lot of these names at the real racetracks. You're going to be seeing us a lot more at the Northeast racetracks here in the very near future. Green flag once again. Kyle Goodbout able to take off in that 92 car by a lot. He's already got that half-second lead over Steven Rochford there and the 66. They're side by side for third. Jacob Roy has it. Riley McVetti trying to take it away up on the high side in the 25 car. Luke Shannon in the 13 having a solid race as well in the top 5. That 13 car making it work for him. Caution flag flies once again though. 45 car Abbiati pointed in the wrong direction there in the Creative Counters number 45 car. Caution flies with 124 laps to go. We'll back that up just a little bit. You can see the 45 Abbiati was side by side with the 03 car. 13, 47 up in the mix as well. 45 gets in. They touch just a little bit. 45 has to check up. Unfortunately, nowhere for the 13 or the 72 to go as they get on by. Grabs the gear, gets going once again. Heads up driving there for Cambiati. Going to be able to stay on the lead lap and not get any damage for the 45 car, albeit P23 right now. The only driver's not on the lead lap. Ethan Foley in the 76, 1 lap down. Patrick Switzer in the 16, currently 2 laps down. Down on pit road, trying to get some damage repaired. Kyle Goodbout, the current leader. Steve Rochford there in second. Jacob Roy, Riley McVetti, easy enough for me to say. Luke Shannon, the top 5. Tegan Atkins, Ryan Flood, Brandon Lambert, Ashton Kennison, and Dominic Frappier are going to be the top 10 as they run. Got to thank everybody for joining us here this evening. I know it's cold out there here in New England, in southern New England, as it were, eastern Connecticut to be exact. We rejoining this race, or rescheduled this race a couple of weeks ago. Had some snow come on through the area, and well, we had some snow in the forecast today for this evening, but luckily it's, I don't know if it missed us or if it was too warm or what, but woke up this morning, looked outside, there was no snow, just a little bit of rain. So got everybody lined up here, ready to rock and roll here 2 by 2. Appreciate everybody tuning in live all over the place. Be sure to get on all of our social medias, the YouTube, the Facebook, get the likes, the shares, the subscribes, all that good stuff. As we take the green flag, once again, Kyle Goodbout thundering away in the 92 car. Able to pull away by a couple of car lengths. They're side by side for second. Great speed shots there provided by Whiplash Cams. Got to give AC4 a shout out over there. Be sure to check him out at Pit Stop TV over on the YouTube. Let him know VidaneTV sent you. They're wrecking once again. That's going to be a former leader. The 11 car is pointed in the wrong direction. Luke Shannon getting a piece of the action there as well. And you saw both drivers kind of sit there momentarily. They wanted to make sure that the field got by, which is definitely great news there. They wreck from the top 5 here, it looks like. That's McVetti in the 25 up on the high side. We'll see what happens. Looks like there's a little contact between the 11 and the 25. Everything looks good there. McVetti right on that dash line, gets into the rear quarter panel of the 11 car. The 11 gets sent on through. The 13 of Shannon checks up. The 98, the 77, really nowhere to go. Once again, it's really hard to kind of see through the car up in front of you. So Luke Shannon going to be pointed in the wrong direction, as is the 11 of Jacob Roy. This guy's going to have a heck of a time trying to get up through the field. They are quick in those cars here. They do have a bit of time here as well. 115 laps to go in this one. Kyle Goodbout there in the RKM setup shop, number 92, Christmas colors on that car. You can see those are I think those are the Christmas tree marshmallowy treats. Those are really good. They only come out about this time of year, and they never go bad, it seems like. But holding on to the lead, Stephen Rochford, Kyle Flood, the top 3. Brandon Lambert, Dominic Verpeer, going to be the top 5 as they run. Ashton Kennison, Jake Grout in the 49. Recovering, Ryan Kuhn up to the 8th position. Tyson Shannon, Jarvis Sawtile, going to be the top 5. Top 10, rather. As the lights are off once again in the iRacing Mustang pace car. Going to line them up 2 by 2 all the way through. Get ready to race once again. iRacing pace car going to take a hard left-hand turn down to the safety of pit road. We're going to turn them loose and take the green flag here with 100 and some odd laps to go. 39 laps in the books. 112 laps to go. Easy enough to do that math. Kyle Goodbout able to pull away by a couple of car lengths, as Rochford able to pull away. They're 2, almost 3 wide now for second. Big bobble for third place in the 98. Ryan Flood able to hold on to it, still bobbling in that 98 car. Going to go up to the high side and lose a lot of track position. Unfortunately, the 03 car crossed up into the nose. Yellow flag here with 110 laps to go. We're going to back that up just quite a bit. That 98 car seemed to be struggling just a little bit up in the top 5, as it were. There you can see there's that big bobble right up in front of the cars, side by side and behind him. Right there. Gathers it back up. You can see he's got some damage on the right front quarter. He slides up the racetrack once again here. Gets it all gathered back up, and unfortunately the 03 car just there. A couple of cars going for the same piece of real estate. 98 going to come down and try and get some repairs on that 98 car. Lots of damage to the front end of that thing. Going to see if the virtual pit crews can beat and bang on some of the sheet metal. We'll see if he takes a quick repair. Indeed, he does. So we made mention, 1 quick repair per driver per race here in the Oil Boys I-Late Model National Series. That's the thing, though. There is only 1. So going to have to really take care of that car throughout between now and the end of the race. 108 laps, a long way to go. And you can see the 98 car going to lose a lap stuck down on pit road. So lights still on the iRacing pace car. Gives these guys an opportunity to get ready to rock and roll. And that gives you an opportunity to shoot on over and order dinner for after the checkered flag. You order it now, it'll probably be here by the time the race is done. Vidane.tv/DoorDash, so you can scan that QR code right there on your screen. Get $8 off your first 4 orders. Putting the 2 and 2, carrying the 1, that's $32. Vidane TV is going to save you. Order up your favorite meal, your favorite food. You get some beverages on there as well. Vidane will take care of $8 of that. Great to have DoorDash on board here with us this year, carrying on into next year. Looks like going to get a single file restart this time. The 92 able to pull on away, get these drivers kind of away from each other. Let's sort things out just a little bit. Race Control knows that we're trying to put on a show here, and We want to make sure that we get all the scheduled laps here completed. So we're going to try and clean it up with a single file restart. Then you see the 49 of Jake Grout trying to take away that fourth position with the 77 Brandon Lambert down on the bottom side. Has a little bit of a run. Slides on up. Just enough room. 77, though, going to open that door down on the bottom side once again. They are still side by side for that fourth and fifth position. 77 going to tuck into the tire tracks of Jake Grout a little bit further on back. We saw Luke Shannon up in the top 5 earlier on. Currently P15 as he gets through these cars. Baumgarten, Biani back here, as well as Satile, Jacob Roy in the 11 car back as well. Big slideways for the 24 car of Baumgarten. Holds on to it, but he's going to lose a bunch of spots there. Oh, Biani gets a shot, it looks like. That's going to send him on around once again. The 98 car getting a piece of it as well. Caution flag flies. It almost looks like, well, we'll take a peek at it here. See the 45 car, we'll back it up a little bit more. We're going to look at it in full song. Keep an eye on the 42. Checks up, gets into the back of the 24, checks up just a bit, checks up again. The 5 car just kind of sends it on in. So not entirely sure what the deal was there with the, I believe that's Chris Therian, in that ride. So we're going to take a look at the onboard, because we can do that here at VidaneTV. We'll back it up just a bit. And we're going to listen to it in full song. Here's onboard with the 5 car. You can see that crowd of cars up in front on the throttle. Lays off in the corner. Yeah, it just kind of drove right into the back of the Biani machine, and it doesn't appear that the 5 of Christerian is any longer in the field. So the 5 may very well have gotten the ejectocito cuz on that one. As we cycle on around. Here the virtual linear speedway lights off once again atop the iRacing Mustang pace car. Looks like we're going to get ourselves another single file restart with 98 laps to go. iRacing Mustang pace car going to take the hard left-hand turn down to the safety of pit road. Pretty active has that pace car been here in this one. Barney in the flag stand letting them know it's time to go. Once again, green flag flies here on lap 54. Yellow, 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 yellow. Biati not having a good run this evening in that 45 car. See what happened once again. Put us under caution here. It's like everybody checked up at that point. That is the restart there. Got going, and unfortunately just lost the race back into the race car. Doesn't hit anything that time. But going to have to rejoin the back of the pack there. 3 laps down, 2 laps down is it the 45 of Biati. Still chasing the leader, Kyle Goodbout, the 92 car. Steve Rochford, Dominic Frappier, Jake Grout up to P4. Brandon Lambert in the 5th spot. 90 laps to go here in this one. Kyle Goodbout still holding on to the lead. Had a solid season so far. You can see with that single file restart already taking a look at the back of the pack. May very well be coming up into lap traffic before this one is all said and done. Front four have pulled away. They're side by side still for 5th and 6th. Ryan Kuhn in the 72 car moving into the top 5 for what I believe is the first time so far here this evening. We'll look at the biggest movers. The 77, there you see him on your screen. Brandon Lambert up 14 spots. Prepare in the 05 up 13. Stephen Rochford up 10 spots. Jake Grout up 9, as is Ryan Kuhn and Tyson Shannon. James Barrett Jr. up 8 spots. Prescott up 6. Baumgarten up 5. Sotile up 4 spots so far in this one. Lots of time for that to change, though. 87 laps to go. Still chasing Kyle Goodbout. Stephen Rochford has a little bit of a challenge now from going to be the 05 on timing and scoring. Oh, Beati in it again. And we stay green this time. 45 car having some troubles in that machine, but we stay green as it looks like it's kind of knocked the leader. Nope, the leader still has himself a lead. It almost looks like the second and third place drivers tried to check up briefly. They lost a little bit of momentum, but they're still side by side. That's for Pierre in the 47 car. Timing and scoring has him in the 05 car for one reason or another. And this for this triple threat match for seconds, being joined by Ryan Kuhn in the 72. There's another RKM setup shop there, the 49 of Grout. They're going to try and get back up there with 92, and I believe that's the top 3 from last week, and may very well be in that order. So we'll see if Rochford and the Frappier machine able to hold off this RKM setup shop charge. They're going to have time to think about it, though, as the caution flag flies, the 03 car pointed in the wrong direction. Ashton Kennison 1 lap down in that 03 car. We'll see what happened to point them in the wrong direction. And it looks like just kind of lost the back end of the race car. Got in there, a little bit too hot to trot, and slowly kind of spun. Didn't hit anything, but right in the racing groove, unfortunately, did they stay. So caution flag going to fly, and this one looked like they were off the pace when we came back again. They came off pit road. Going to lose a lap there in the 03 car. So lights on the pace car. Still looks like we're going to get ourselves another single file restart. Be sure to get us over on the Instagram. Social medias are our ways of looking out for you guys. There's a bunch of subscribers over on the YouTube page looking to show off some of those live races we've done there, as is the Facebook page. Give us a like, a share, a follow, a subscribe, all that good stuff. As we take the green flag once again, the 98 car getting stuck on pit road as the green flag flew. Goodbout with another great shot on the restart, able to pull away by that half a second lead that he's been very comfortable with all throughout the evening. Ryan Kuhn trying to make it happen on the high side, going to get around his teammate in the 49 car and make it look easy on that high side. 76 laps to go. Rochford still holding on to the second place there in the 66 car. Grout there in third, but for how long? Check that. That's from Pierre in the 47 car. That's Grout in the 49 car in behind Ryan Kuhn. Little side-by-side action outside, right at the line there for the 10th and 11th spot. Tegan Atkins holding on to P10. Caution flag flies once again, though, as the 66 is rolling backwards there in 3 and 4. Going to roll up the hill, coast on down, get it pointed in the right direction. 98 going to come back down pit road once again. But caution flag flies. We'll see. Looks like might have been a little help There's Riley McVetti in the 25 car. As we look full song, 25 shoots up on the high side. Looks like the 11 checked up just a little bit. 66, I don't know if they checked up, but Riley McVetti did not. And it looks like, it's really tough to say. 66 was down on the bottom side. The 25 had a bit of a run because of the little bit of a higher entry. And, well, just kind of got right into the back, unfortunately, of that 66 car. So take a look at it one more time here. It almost looks like the 66 checked up just a little bit because they saw they were getting a little squirrely right in front of him. And we made mention you can't really see through these cars. So McVetti just did a bad bump there with the 66. Get some sense on around. Going to send that Premier Setup Shop car towards the back. Going to have to restart P18. It appears here. 72 laps to go. Kyle Goodbout still currently the leader. Steve Rochford, Dominic Rapier, Ryan Kuhn, and Jake Grout. The top 5, 1 to go. Lights off in the iRacing pace car. Green flag again, great start from the 92, able to pull away, but the caution flag very quickly going to fly for the 76 car of Ethan Foley. Had a great heat race early on to get into this one. Sponsors needed, as it were. Going to pull up and get back up to full song there into 76. We'll back up to US Race Designs Instant Replay. Find out what went down. And again, single file restart right on the restart. Nobody up in front. 29 car says, excuse me, pardon me, coming on through. And sends the 76 car pointed in the wrong direction. Yellow flag flies. There's a 76 of Ethan Foley going to try and get the free pass. Going to pull up in front of the leaders here, get the 1 to go, drive around the field, get back onto the lead lap. That'll give us the 20 cars on the lead lap of the 25 starters here tonight. Tom Harward has appeared to park the 29 car. Cam Biondi currently 3 laps down. Stands to gain a position. Actually, this time by, he should gain that 21st position over the 29. Ryan Flood in the 98 car, multiple laps down as well. Patrick Switzer in the 16, Chris Therion, both out of this race. 66 laps to go. Going to take the green flag with 65 laps to go. iRacing Mustang pace car going to dip down to the safety of pit road. Green flag flies once again. The master of the restarts, man. The 92 car able to pull away once again. Steve Rochford has been able to hang. He's been able to hold on to the second spot there as well, but I got a feeling that 72 car is coming. Ryan Kuhn has driven up through the field here. He's avoided a bunch of wrecks, and he's really shown that he's got a bunch of laps here in these late models. As it starts to get dark, it looks like, at Lanier Speedway, the virtual Lanier Speedway. Front 5 able to pull away. You can see the 77 there. Brandon Lambert still holding on to the outside of the top 5. Ryan Kuhn taking a peek down below the 47 there of Dominic Frappier. Not quite able to complete the pass just yet, but trying to break himself into the podium for the first time in that 72 car down on the bottom side, taking the short way around this racetrack, able to get that thing to sit right on that dashed yellow line down on the bottom side of the racetrack. A lot of these drivers kind of treat this place very similarly to Stafford Speedway, where you get this thing down on the apron and really get to de-wedge the car, get it to turn just a little bit. Ryan Kuhn completes the pass. He's going to bring Grout with him. Move the 49 to 4th, move the 72 up to 3rd, move that 47 car back to P5. Little connection issue there, it looks like, for the 72. Comes right back as he is the new 3rd place car, chasing down these front 2 leaders. Nobody's been able to touch Kyle Goodbout here for the second 2/3 of this race. Once he was able to get that clean air on the nose of the virtual 92 car, he's been able to kind of pull away, and he's had about a 4 to 5 tenths of a second lead over anybody that's been in behind him. For the most part, it's been that 66 car there of Stephen Rochford doing a wonder there, holding on to that second spot. But you can see Ryan Kuhn now taking a look down on the bottom side. A little bit of damage on some of these drivers up towards the front, but it doesn't look too crazy bad. 58 laps to go here as Goodbout driving off into the sunset. Looks like Rochford a little bit quicker last time by, as he closes that gap to about 3.5 tenths of a second, having to kick those afterburners on as he looks in the rearview mirror and sees that 72 car is right there. Meanwhile, a little bit further on back, they're duking it out. They were duking it out until the caution flag came out. Tyson Shannon having some issues in one of the 13 cars. We'll back up to US Racing Designs instant replay, and there you can see the Utley Construction missing some sheet metal there, and well, there was a big wiggle, as it were. We're going to back this up, take a peek at it here from the blimp, as it was a little bit on the squirrely side. You can see the 13 gets into the corner, looks like 1 and 2, loses the back end, gathers it back up, little 3-wide action, clips the 89 just a little bit, gets a shot from the 11 and up into that outside barrier, loses the front bumper cover, and that's what's going to bring the caution out. Tyson Shannon going to call for that tow truck. As you can see, the strobes are on that tow truck, but the tow truck driver's just kind of sitting there staring at them. But that's going to give these drivers an opportunity to get down pit road, and it looks like most of the field going to come down for tires here at this point. 100 laps on a set of tires for the most part, as it looks like, and a handful of drivers going to stay out in this one. Top two going to be Stephen Rochford, Ryan Kuhn, and the 66 of Eric Davis Sicard. Looks like they're going to stay out. Mike McAsill and the 3 car are going to stay out. Ethan Foley going to stay out in the 76. That's the top 5. We'll see what it looks like here when timing and scoring gathers everybody back up. And you can see a lot of these drivers down on pit road getting some of that virtual sheet metal banged up. Some of these guys taking a quick repair. Some of these guys doing it the old-fashioned way. And you can see there are a lot, not a lot fewer cars, but there are fewer cars than what we started with here this evening. Oh, we're wrecking under caution as we're coming off under pit road there. Not sure who that was on the left side of the screen. We'll let them sort it out. And we'll let timing and scoring set it on out here, because as we're looking, lights still on the pace car. A couple of drivers still electing to come down and get some service done, maybe top off the fuel tanks or get that final little adjustment made. Front 5, stay out. Stephen Rochford, Ryan Kuhn, Eric Davis Sicard, Mike McAsill, and Ethan Foley all staying out. Foley already regretting that decision. Getting pushed up on the high side. Going to lose a lot of spots, it looks like, in that 76 car. Going to hope to maybe hold on for these final 50 laps. As Ryan Kuhn going to try and attack the new leader. Stephen Rochford going to inherit the lead after the 92 comes down pit road. And that 92 car, after leading most of this race, restarts P5, first car with 2 tires, it looks like. A lot of 2-tire stops in this one. First driver with 4 tires in the field appears to be Ethan Foley. Nope, just kidding. That's going to be Luke Shannon in the 13 car, it looks like. As a lot of differing strategies here in this one with 47 laps to go. Stephen Rochford in the 66, holding on to the lead for the time being. You can see that 66 car, great recovery for him. Older tires, for sure, but still trying to make a little magic happen as a 92 car trying to recover that lead as he came down, grabbed 2 tires and fuel in the 92. Ryan Kuhn, he came down pit road earlier in this one in the 92, and he is all over the back bumper of Rochford in that 66 car. Rochford holding on to the lead. Ryan Kuhn backing up just a little bit. Knows he has a little bit of time. 44 laps to go here in this one. Kyle Goodbout has those 2 fresh right side tires on the 92 car. Not really able to gain that spot back about a second behind the leader, 0.8 of a second behind second place. They're side by side behind him, the 68 car of James Barrett Jr. down on the bottom side, the 66 on older tires. Up on the high side, Davis Ricard going to drop back to the P5 spot. Tegan Atkins back there. He's got 2 fresh right side tires in the 88, as does the 3 car. Mike McAsill is there. Looks like the 11 car is trapped a lap down. Jacob Roy, there's 11 cars on the lead lap after those pit stops. So with these late model pit crews, they don't quite make pit stops. They don't quite change pit tires as quickly as the Craftsman Truck Series or the Cup Series or anything like that. So a lot of times if you come down under caution, you take 4 tires, it's not quick enough to stay on the lead lap. So a lot of these drivers that came down under this last caution flag that made a 4-tire change, they ended up getting trapped a lap down because the pace car drove on around. So 2 tires might have been the name of the game there in this one. Ryan Kuhn going to take a look now on the bottom side of the leader, Kyle Rochfort, or Steven Rochfort, easy enough for me to say, in the 66 car. Holding on to the lead in that middle to high groove, making it look easy, gets on up, just gives a little bit of a scrape to that outside wall, doesn't slow him down a pinch as he holds on to the lead. Ryan Kuhn doing everything he can, but don't look now, 2 fresh tires in the 92 car are in P3, and he is there. Kyle Goodbout trying to get back into the lead. You can see the 77 car up ahead of Brandon Lambert in danger of going down, I believe, a 3rd lap in that black and yellow 77 car. Steve Rochfort going to drift up to the middle groove once again. Really able to hold on to the momentum, which is impressive. He's got 116 laps on that set of tires. 35 laps to go for the 66. A little bit of a bobble there. But you can see still sails that thing off into the corners, but the 72 is really driving that car hard into the corners as the caution flag flies once again. Luke Shannon pointing in the wrong direction. Ryan Flood nowhere to go, allegedly, as we'll back that up, find out why Luke Shannon was pointed in the wrong direction there. And they were side by side with the 03 car. Look at it in full song here. Drifts up to track, everything good. Slides on down, gets down to that apron, gets that thing sideways, almost had it hung on to, and fortunately not able to grab the brakes until mid-group. 98 car nowhere to go. T-bones the 13 of Luke Shannon. 24 car gets a piece of the action as well. And a 13 car going to have some damage. Still holding on to a top 10 currently. P10 for Luke Shannon after that incident. Bunch of drivers going to get the wave around, it looks like, and rejoin a lead lap. That's good news for those drivers that came down under that last caution to get those 4 tires. So that's going to give us a bit of a wonky lineup here for a lap or two. We'll take a look at it here once they get ready to take the green, and that's going to be next time by. Lights off atop the iRacing pace car. Steven Rochfort holding on to the lead as the pace car dips down to pit road. Green flag once again. 66 car figuring these restarts out. But he has a big challenge in behind him as Kyle Goodbout in second. Ryan Kuhn restarting all the way back in P17. He came down pit road, got 2 tires and a splash, it looks like, in the 72 car. So we'll see where he ends up in this one. I believe he won last week. Definitely was on the podium with some RKM Soda Shop teammates. Sweeping the night. 1, 2, 3, 66 side by side with the 49 of Grout down on the bottom side. They're side by side for the lead there as well. Goodbout really trying to take it away. He's got 25 laps now on the right side tires. The 66 has been out there for 123 laps. But we've had a lot of caution flag laps. So do those tires have as much wear? And was Goodbout really able to take advantage of those fresher tires before they kind of evened out the temperatures with all these caution laps we've had here at the virtual Lanier Speedway? 27 laps to go. Goodbout doing everything he can to try and get down to the bottom of the racetrack. Rochford holding on to that middle groove, and we've seen he's been great in that middle to high groove all night long. Just a little bit further back, Tegan Atkins in the 88 sees these two duking it out. He came down for 2 tires the same time Goodbout did. You can see a bit of a bobble there for the Rochford machine as Atkins going to try and close the gap just a little bit. There you see the battle for 4th trying to heat up. Jake Grout up into the outside wall in the 42, 49 car. Check that. Eric Davis, Sicard in the 66, returning to the field in that bright green machine. Holding on to P5 right now. James Barrett in the 68 car. Jason Gaudette Jr., Luke Shannon, Ethan Foley. A handful of drivers that have had some calamity throughout the evening here tonight. And there's a little bit more. James Barrett Jr. in the 68 car involved in a handful of wrecks here tonight. Going to add another one to the resume. Going to grab a gear and get rolling once again. We'll take a look at it in the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. That was a sketchy situation. Looks like he got turned. Got stuck right in the racing groove there, up from the top 5. Comes off the corner, everything good. Gets into 1 and 2, hits that apron. Just kind of a slow, lazy turn, and that is frustrating. Handful of drivers getting a piece of his back bumper. The good news is not a very hard hit. The bad news is did not lose a lap. Stayed on the lead lap. Did the 68, but going to drop from 5th all the way on back to P17. So, a little bit of a war of attrition here this evening, but rockin', rollin' as it were. This guy's putting on a heck of a show here for us on Tuesday nights. Tried reading and talking at the same time. That never goes well. Got some stuff going on Saturday down in Daytona. Going to be at Kart Week, Daytona International Speedway. Check out all that action over at pitrow.tv. Coming around to 1 to go. Got to remind you to take a look at all of our social media outlets as well. We're going to be on the YouTube, the TikTok, the Facebook. Over 650 live races on demand over on the YouTube page. Lots of new action or real racing content getting added there as well. Pretty excited about all the cool stuff we've got on the go for the 2026 calendar year. Lights off in the iRacing pace car. Double file them up. 2x2 all the way through. Goodbout going to restart on the bottom side. Rochford, he's going to try and use that high side all afternoon long or all evening long. Is he going to be able to hold on to it with those old tires? For the time being, he says yes. Goodbout, though, able to really turn that car down to the left bottom of the racetrack. He's going to drift up just a little bit and try and push the 66 up the racetrack, but do it cleanly as they're still door handle to door handle. They get up there, they touch, still side by side. Couldn't call it right now if we wanted to. Rochford up on the high side. Goodbout down to the bottom side. At the line, it was going to be the 66 car, but they got to do that 16 more times here at the virtual Lanier Speedway. Grout is ready to pounce there in 3rd as well. The 49 car getting up to the back bumper of the boss man. The 92 of Goodbout. He's going to see if he can push his teammate on through that bottom side. Rochford still fighting back, though, with 15 laps to go. Gets a big run that time on the high side. A little bit of contact as they come out of 3 and 4. 66 just a little bit out of shape. Really able to hold that momentum in that ride in that middle to high groove. That might have been the restart of the night. Battling the single file restart all evening long, switching it back up to the double file and still able to hold on to it on that high groove. They are door to door between the 92 and the 66. Goodbout able to get a run down on the bottom side, but then the 66 able to recap up on the high side. There you see the massive run he gets coming off of turn number 4, but that time Goodbout had just a little bit more down on the bottom side. There you can see another great run, though, from the 66. They scrape a little bit more of those decals off on those door handles. A slight little slip up from the 66. Drops back just a half a car length. Does the 92 have enough to complete the pass? No! Here comes Rochford up on that middle to high groove, doing everything he can to try and hold on to the lead with laps on those tires. He's got 100 lap tires older than the 92 car. He's doing everything he can. You can see he's up in the marbles trying to keep those tires clean. Grout in the 49, he's got a battle now with the 88 of Tegan Atkins. Those front four have pulled away. It's a hornet's nest for 5th on back, but we are not leaving this battle for the lead. Good bout down on the bottom side. Rochford up on that middle to high groove, once again doing everything he can to hold on to the lead. Caution, flag flies. That's going to change everything here. Pair of cars pointed in the wrong direction. Hi, Zeus Marimba. Ethan Foley almost T-bones the new leader, the 92 car of Good Bout. Going to drive on. There you go. We're not even. Well, I guess we are going to show the replay. I'll bite my tongue on that one. Silly move from the 76, especially after seeing how hard they raced in through the heat races. Trying to get a little TV time. There's a touch between the three. Checks up a bit. And the 98 gets into the back bumper. Everything looks good. The 76 checks up. Tries to get down on the bottom side under the 25. Drives into the 25. Gets a tap from the 77. Rolls backwards. Says hello to the 25. Still rolling backwards. Grabs the gear. Gets rolling again. And this is where we saw him almost take out the leader. Glad he was able to get on the brakes there. That's good news. But then just kind of driving on through and up into the outside barrier. We'll show it one more time just so everybody sees what happened. Yep, kind of a silly move in front of the leaders, but doesn't look like he's going to be finishing this one. 76 going to watch back from pit road here at the virtual Lanier Speedway. Kyle Goodbout, the new leader, just barely over Rochford in the 66. But take a look at this. Goodbout going to start down on the bottom side on the restart. Rochford up on the high side. I'm not sure if that's the call I'd have made, but that's why I'm up here yelling into the microphone and not holding on to one of these virtual steering wheels. 5 laps to go from Barney in the flag stand. Green flag flies. We're racing once again. Kyle Goodbout gets the restart he needed in the 92 car. 4 laps to go. Going to bring Grout up into the second spot. Grout's not done. He's going to dip down to the bottom side and see what he can do to try and take over the lead here. 92 back into the lead with a little bit fresher tires on the right-hand side. You can see the battle now for second. No, battle now for third. 49 going to slip into the tire tracks of the 92. A Goodbout. 3 laps to go. Caution. '68 car. Once again, James Barrett Jr. pointed in the wrong direction. As is the 98 car. And it looks like they might have gotten a bump from Gambiotti in the 45. Okay, there you see it. The 68 around. 98 checks up. Well, tries to check up as the 25 kind of gets on through. Nowhere to go for Biotti in the 45. Yeah, Biotti's just trying to get to the end of this race. I think these guys are too. This has been a bit of a war of attrition for some of these drivers here as we set it up for a green-white checkered finish. Kyle Goodbout currently the leader. There you see the 77 going to drive on by, get a free pass, rejoin the lead lap. 18 drivers now on the lead lap of the 25 that started the feature. Started the night out with 35 plus drivers trying to qualify in through the heat races and took the top 25, and here we are getting ready to do battle with a little green-white checkered finish. Should get the one to go next time by here. Kyle Goodbout holding on to the lead. Jake Grout, Stephen Rochford back to P3. Tegan Atkins, Eric Davis-Sicard, going to round out the top 5. Luke Shannon, Jacob Roy, Ashton Kennison, Dominic Verpeer, Ryan Kuhn going to be the top 10. Remember, Kuhn came down pit road here just a few cautions ago. As the lights are off, we're going to get back to the double file restart, 2x2 all the way through. And we will see if we need more than one green-white checker. There goes pace car. There goes the leader. 92 able to get the restart in that restart zone. Looked clear. Everything seems okay from the flag man. As he throws out the popsicle sticks, 2 laps to go. They come out to 3 and 4 to the white flag, white rag, one final time around. The virtual Lanier Speedway wrecking towards the back, but the flag has come out. The next one is going to end the race. The 92 driving on into the sunset. Grout going to try and get up to the back bumper. He gets to the back bumper. Big slide from the 49. Not enough there. Goodbout going to take home the checkered flag. Rochford going to hold on for P3 as they wreck on in behind. But a great run there for Stephen Rochford. Going to hold on to P3 with those original set of tires on that 66 car. Crazy to think that they were able to hold on for that long. We're going to see if we can talk to these top three drivers. We'll take a look at the results here as well. Wrong button. Once again, we'll figure this stuff out. It's only live TV, right, folks? And there you see Gary Wheeler. That is not Gary Wheeler. Not entirely sure why that keeps doing that. It's going to be in the angry email we send on out. This is going to show Tegan Atkins in P3 at the line. Rochford going to, not entirely sure. We'll figure out this live TV stuff as we get time to. That looks accurate. Top 10. But in any sense, see if we can talk to the leader here, the 92 car of Kyle Goodbout. Won a couple of races so far this season. Made it look easy here tonight. Led a bunch of laps early on. Came down, took two tires, drove through the field. Was that the plan all along, or is that just kind of how we ended up here tonight, Kyle?
It's just kind of how we ended up. We got killed by a car backing up under one of the cautions, so that wasn't ideal and kind of hindered our strategy, but we were able to take our quick repair and come out on top.
Solid race here tonight. A little bit of a war of attrition, but once again, it made it look easy. Who's out there watching? Who gets you to and from the virtual racetrack?
Oh, the old RKM setup shops, the little Christmas tree, frosted treats, whatever on the side of this rig. And, you guys are putting this whole deal on. It's kind of cool.
Absolutely. Kyle Goodbout got the little Christmas trees on the car. I bet he's got some in the car somewhere, too. Going to slide on.
We do.
That's what it's all about. Going to slide on to his RKM setup shop teammate. Going to come home in second. Jake, great looking race car all the way through the RKM setup shop garage, and no difference there for P2. How'd you get there?
Luck, honestly. Whenever we got that caution that me and Goodbout pit, we talked about it, and Ryan didn't think anybody was gonna go down, and I was willing to chance it and just see if it worked. And Goodbout went down, and Ryan stayed and went down later, and ultimately it cost him pretty big. I don't even know if he finished in the top 10, honestly. So that really sucks for Ryan. But caution fest, that hurt us. We got backed into by a lap car, so that was fun. Killed this race car, but Ryan gave us a good car as always.
Yeah, it looks like he finished P7 after that bit of a war of attrition here tonight. Who's out there watching? Who gets you to and from the racetrack?
Yeah, I know my grandfather's watching. I think my mom's watching too. Janice Sales and Service, AW Clark Builders, White's Heating, Curly Transport, RKM Setup Shop, KCB Racing, Casey himself, Ryan, Goodbout, and Mr. Little Debbie Cakes. Gotta love him. And you guys for broadcasting it, Case for putting it on, and all the league sponsors.
RKM Setup Shop making it look easy here tonight. Going to move on down a little bit further on pit road and catch up with our third place finisher. Just barely coming to the checkered, able to get around that 66 car at Rochford. What'd you see coming to the checkered that final lap?
Really, I don't know. I wanted to get on the podium. I haven't got a podium yet this year, so I was really working hard to get up there, and I knew the outside was going to come into it. So that last restart green white checkered, I just said I better tighten my belts and wheel this thing up there, and I just stuck it on the outside and hoped and prayed and just barely got him. I think it was, by like a wheel out front. So it was pretty fun.
Just sending it here on VidaneTV. We call that entertaining the masses around these parts. Who gets that 88 car to and from the virtual racetrack?
I've got to thank James Elite Detailing. He hopped on board this year. He keeps the thing clean and shined up for me on coming to the track. And, just my other sponsors, Morgan Construction, AP Electric, Atkins Subaru Specialties. And, we're just going to hope and pray we can keep these podiums coming for the rest of the season.
Getting down to the nitty-gritty here, just a handful of races left to go here in the racing season, the sim racing season, and then the real racing kicks back up. And That's going to do it here for us on VidaneTV here tonight. I got to go finish packing a bag, heading on down to Daytona here in a couple of days for Kart Week. So be sure to tune into Pit Row TV. Check that out. Get us over on the socials as well for all sorts of racing content. Going to hook up with some go-kart drivers and see if we can't entertain the masses down in the sunny and warm Daytona Beach area. Going to be a whole lot of fun. If you're in the area, swing on by to the racetrack. Come out and say hello. That's going to do it here for us at VidaneTV. We will catch you on the flip side. And when we do, we are going to be doing it live.